you very much for joining us here on Spotlight New Jersey. I'm Della Cruz. On June the 18th, the law firm of Genova, Burns and Vernoya will host the 22nd annual Battle of the Barristers. This softball tournament involves 13 law firms in the Newark area. I know, all those lawyers in one place, think about it. The event raises money for the Fresh Air Fund. Angelo Genova, Esquire, is a partner and co-founder of the law firm in Livingston. He's also the chair of the 2008 fund. Welcome. See, since you have a sense of humor, I thought I'd throw that line in.
I try. Well, that's just a funny line. It's funny. You know, lawyers, I guess to watch lawyers on a baseball field can be an experience, no doubt about that.
George Valkowski, our reporter, would have a field day with that one.
I would think so. I would think so. But we have some pretty talented lawyers, and we have some lawyers not only that are talented, but are really committed to the mission and goal of the Fresh Air Fund.
What exactly is the Battle of the Barristers?
Well, the Battle of the Barristers was an idea conceived by two very prominent giants in the legal community, a lawyer named Justin Walder and his colleague, our colleague, Donald Robinson, who many years ago made a bet, and that bet evolved into a softball game, or I should say the bet came in the aftermath of a softball game, and after a few years of betting on who would win or lose in a particular softball game, they decided that they would invest their energy for a cause, and they selected the Fresh Air Fund as a charity that they would devote their attention to. And what became a two-team tournament evolved into as many as 16 teams that are fielded by law firms in the Newark metropolitan area who play in a round-robin tournament at the Brookdale Park in Newark, New Jersey once a year, and play for this wonderful cause to raise money, to provide funds so that young people in the city of Newark and its environs can have the benefit of a summer camp experience.
It sounds like a great idea. How long does this event take place? All day long?
It takes place all day long. We start about 1 in the afternoon, and the round-robin tournament occurs at the Brookdale Park, beautifully refurbished park in Newark. I would commend people to spend some energy there amidst all the cherry blossoms. But on the refurbished fields, thanks to our County Executive Joe DiVincenzo, on our refurbished fields, we get to play in this round-robin tournament, and the winner moves on to the next round, and the losers get to stand and watch and enjoy the play, and it culminates in a championship game, which takes place at the Newark Bears Stadium, thanks to the philanthropy and goodwill of Mark Burson, the owner of the Newark Bears. So we're really pleased that all of these different people have contributed to make our experience a wonderful one, and it can lead to a wonderful benefit and opportunity for some young people.
And Joe had come on earlier to talk about all the renovations at that park, so It is a beautiful place to be.
Certainly
What inspired you, Angelo, to get involved with this?
Well, Trish Yamba inspired me. She's a
wonderful lady. She'll
she
do that.
Certainly is. She's going to be here a little bit later. But you know, Trish's passion for her commitment to this program is really what charged me up. And also, I have to say, the other lawyers in my law firm, Doug Solomon, who we'll be meeting with a little bit later, is been a prominent figure in having our law firm participate, and is the coordinator of this event. And his sense of competition and the success of our team kind of had us positioned, if you will, to take the lead. In fact, to tell the truth, the tradition is that if you win the tournament, you get the gig, and we got the gig. And,
congratulations!
But it's a gig that we've embraced, and we've been excited about playing in this leadership role.
How much money has the Battle of the Barristers raised for the Fresh Air Fund?
Well, over its 22-year history, we are now into the 7 figures, over $1 million. We had our best year yet.
A lot of money.
Last year, I think we topped $130,000. The fund itself raised about $300,000 through the efforts of Trish and our board members, and through the help of the Newark Star-Ledger, who has been wonderful in promoting our event. So it really has been a great vehicle to provide resources to kids.
Let's take a look at some pictures, 2 pictures as a matter of fact. And I want you to tell me, judges and magistrates, what's going on here, of course, on the field?
Well, judges and magistrates, well, that's another group I'd like to acknowledge. We have been fortunate to have members of the state judiciary and the federal judiciary participate. We try to make this a collective legal experience, if you will, and get everybody out on the field. And we've had the federal bench led by Judge Steckroth, a bankruptcy court judge here in New Jersey, and Judge Patricia Costello, who's the assignment judge in Essex County. And they have encouraged their colleagues to be our umpires, so it's fun to get to watch judges in this context.
But we're used to disagreements out there on the field, huh?
That's right, and they're the ultimate umpires anyway in our career, so it's we're perfectly comfortable with having them there. We don't get to ask for motions for reconsideration or the like, but we do get to have their decisions. There's Doug on the screen with capturing the trophy for our law firm. I guess that may have been our 3rd year as the champion, and that's a lot to do with Doug's leadership as our team leader, and with some of the kids that have participated in the program. So that's a picture of Doug there.
What kind of a kick do you all get out of taking part of this, knowing how the Fresh Air Fund is benefiting? And do you see the residual effect?
Well, first of all, we see it in a lot of different ways. A number of us have been invited to go out to the camps, see the facility, see the kids experience the program. Every year at our Fresh Air Fund luncheon, the kids come in, talk to us about their experience. They're all invited to participate in an essay contest to reveal what their experience has been like. We get to see photographs, posters that they've written, and they all come to the championship game. Last year they participated in earnest. We had them sing the national anthem, a group of them. Aww. So it's been a great way for lawyers who in their everyday lives don't get to connect this way to connect in a meaningful way. And I think in the end what it does, and what we're most excited about, is in providing resources for kids to step away from their day-to-day routine and get out of an urban environment that has its challenges and its benefits, but to just kind of be out in the open, in the fresh air, to step back is a healthy thing for anybody, and it's particularly healthy for children.
Trish Yamba is going to be coming up next to tell us more about the Fresh Air Fund, so stay with us here on Spotlight New Jersey. We'll be right back. Today we are talking about the 2008 Battle of the Barristers set for June the 18th. The event takes place in Brookdale Park in Essex County. Angelo Genova, Esquire, is a partner and co-founder of the law firm Genova, Burns and Vernoia. They are hosting the event. Trish Yamba is the executive director of the Fresh Air Fund. Doesn't she look lovely in that blue? Angelo is also the chair of the 2008 fund. And Trish, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, the Fresh Air Fund itself is 125 years old.
Actually, 126 this year.
Oh, congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Tell us all about its mission.
Well, the mission basically is very simple. To raise money to send kids to camp, to remove them from the inner city, put them in an environment where basically they can enjoy just being children. You know, this day and age, kids are they're involved in so many things, especially the children in the inner city, and you forget how nice it is to be in an environment, and all you have to think about is, what are we having for breakfast? What are we going to do next? What are we having for lunch? What are we going to do next? Etc. Without, you know, the other things that have an impact on their lives on a daily basis.
Where exactly is this environment located?
Well, we utilize about 8 to 10 camps. They're all located in New Jersey, except one operated by the YWCA. The home office is in Orange, New Jersey, but the campsite is located in Bear Mountain.
How do you pick the campers who get to take part?
Well, that's a new story. We receive so many applications that there are certain criteria that we utilize. So first of all, we look at the age. Our age range is 7 through 12. We look at the income because we basically want to provide a camping experience for children low income, but however, that is primarily most of the kids who apply. We look at extenuating circumstances. For instance, if we receive an application and we note that a grandparent is raising that child, that becomes a priority because we know something very unusual has happened and the child has no parents and the child is now living with the grandparents. So we know that's basically a hardship for the grandparent to become a parent all over again. So that's a priority. If in fact we get referrals from social service agencies, they become referrals. But basically, Della, we're looking at the needy of the neediest, if there's any such thing.
But, you know, Trish failed to mention that we insist that she identify at least 2 up-and-coming baseball stars.
Really?
who are going to make their careers in the law to end up in our law firm so we could preserve our championship
They're trying to get me to toss out the first ball. That's not what I do. That's not my role. I don't want to just, you know, change my image, so I stay on the side. Angela, I know that's where you're going, but it's not going to happen, not even this year.
You two have a great working relationship, don't you? Now, Angela, this is your 2nd year as chair. Tell us how you support the fund's efforts to send these kids away. As you said earlier, you love doing this.
Well, we do it in a variety of ways. As you'll get to meet Doug Solomon momentarily, we are involved in the coordination and all of the work that goes into putting together a tournament like this, reaching out to the law firms, getting their levels of commitment. We have a formula which drives the level of contribution. The more you, Doug will explain it better, but I think it's the more you lose, the more you pay. I think
Okay.
it is. So we obviously put together the tournament. We also solicit directly lawyers and law firms and different institutions that are legal support to the law community, and ask them to contribute. So the work that we do is really designed to fundraise, but to do it with a mission and to do it with a good time in mind.
And you have more law firms getting involved this year,
yes,
which is a good thing.
Well, we're static. Last year we had the largest group ever, and we think we're going to be able to meet the same goal.
Trish, how much does it take to run these camps for the kids?
Well, it varies. On an average, about $400 for a 2-week stay at camp, residential overnight. And about $200, now it varies, that's an average for a child going to a day camp. Leave in the morning, return in the evening. Because we also, in addition to our regular camping programs, we sponsor programs for children with special needs, a neurological or physical impairment or challenges. We realize that that's a necessity, that's a need also.
Oh, definitely.
So we reach across to that group of children also.
Because you know they want to be a part of what's going on too.
It makes a difference. It really makes a difference.
What kind of help would you like from our viewers?
Well, we would like them to send in their contributions to support the campership cause. And they can do that by sending it into the Greater Newark Fresh Air Fund. Now, the Fresh Air Fund, I think I probably should say this, is a program which is sponsored by Newark Day Center. Newark Day Center is the parent agency. So if you're going on the internet, you will look at www.newarkdaycenter.org, or they can call 973-643-5710.
And of course, we will put all that information on our website so people can log on, and we will link them up to all of our websites. Can families still sign up?
Sure. Sure, it's early, so it's not a matter of first come, first serve, because if that were the case, we probably could close down the application process now.
Sure.
So application, the process is open basically right through until about the end of July, because the third week in August, the camps have begun to close down. So it's open at this point, so those that have not picked up an application can do so.
All right.
And we encourage that.
Ms. Yama, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, with the Greater Newark Fresh Air Fund, if we can get it out of our mouth. Thank you so much. And you were talking about Doug. Doug will join us in just a moment here on Spotlight, so stay with us. We are back with more on the Battle of the Barristers. Angelo Genova is a partner and co-founder of the law firm Genova, Burns & Vernoia. They are hosting the event to benefit the Fresh Air Fund. Douglas Solomon is counsel with the law firm in Livingston. He's also the co-coordinator of the Battle of the Barristers. Doug, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Angelo pointed out in segments earlier, you have played in this tournament several times. You're very competitive. Tell us about some of the highlights.
Well, there are many highlights. Actually, it's quite impressive the level of skill that these attorneys from the area have on the softball field. They're not only skilled attorneys, but they're definitely pretty good softball players too. So the level of competition in the tournament is very high. I would say memorable moments, when I think back to last year, which was our first year as the coordinators of the event, seeing about 150 attorneys on 4 fields and seeing all the fruits of our labor in terms of the coordination come together at the very beginning of the tournament last year. To me, that was personally a very memorable moment, to know that all these people were there all for this one cause, and that we were the ones that coordinated
Showing
it.
you all care.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, do you have women who take part too?
We do.
This is not an all-male review, I hope.
No. There are laws, Della.
Excuse me. Okay, we'll remember
we are
that.
lawyers.
Now, we have 3 more pictures we want to go ahead and show, so talk about those as we continue.
Well, that's last year's tournament. That's me there at Riverfront Stadium in Newark with Mayor Cory Booker. who was present last year as one of the celebrity guests.
Does he play a good game?
He had a pretty good throw. He threw out the first pitch, and he seemed like he's played some ball in the past. That's
So
what I
that's
would
why Trish
guess
didn't
from
want to
that.
do it. She let the mayor do
Yeah,
it.
from the one throw, we were looking to see if he could maybe play first base for us.
And on to the next picture.
Yes, that's Angelo with Mayor Booker and Michael Strahan, also from last year's pregame ceremonies at the championship game last year.
And Michael was really wonderful. He came pro bono, wanted to be with the kids, and really invested a lot of time and energy.
Now that he's retiring, will he play more in this tournament, you think?
Well, we'll have to see. But Mike's been a great supporter, and he's been a great supporter not only of our program but of our state. He's a wonderful person.
That's good.
This picture shows some of the children that were campers in the previous year, and they actually came and sang the national anthem. I think that was mentioned earlier. So, and that's going to happen again on Wednesday at this year's tournament.
That looks like a good time for everybody. Now, I have to ask this question. What is it like between you and your opposing counsel from these other law firms once you all have played these games?
Well, despite the competitive nature of the games, there's no question that it definitely builds a camaraderie with the people that you see in court or in the negotiating table, in my case. When you see these people, it's a common interest that you speak about, is the softball tournament, and some of the teams are also in the league, but it definitely helps bring attorneys together, and there's great camaraderie from it.
And what's it like meeting the kids who are involved with the Fresh Air Fund? Have you had a chance to meet a lot of them?
Oh, it's really exciting. I mean, to look in their eyes, and one, the opportunity for them to get to meet us, I think is an exciting moment for them, because a number of them aspire to careers in our profession, and from our vantage point, it just makes it all so tangible and meaningful when they can chat with you, talk about their experience, and make the connection that we all work so hard to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, certainly from going to some of the luncheons in previous years, I've had an opportunity to meet the kids and hear their stories and hear how meaningful going to the camp was for them. And even just hearing that from one or two kids makes you really feel that this is a worthy cause. I mean, you know it's a worthy cause when you hear these stories, because it really does mean a lot to them to go to camp even for a couple weeks.
And part of our quiet agenda as a law firm is the whole idea of getting people comfortable with the fact that Newark is very much a place to be. Mm-hmm. And the more that we become involved as law firms and as lawyers with the community of Newark, it we hope provokes an interest, and I know it has with our firm, provokes an interest to return to the city, to do business in the city. We've decided to move our law firm.
And that's what we do need to promote.
Right, exactly.
Angelo Genova, Doug Solomon, thank you all very much. Good luck with the Battle of the Barristers. If you'd like to find out more, again, log on to our website. I'm Della Cruz. Have a good day.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Della.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good job. Thanks a lot.
I think I gave the producer a hard time.